Hi friends, welcome to yet another interesting and informative video on nakshatras. Nakshatras, they have trapped the karmic patterns, life patterns, which you'll have to encounter in this life. Now, nakshatra. There are 27 nakshatras or lunar mansions. Each and every planet in your horoscope is in a certain nakshatra, which is very relevant because that nakshatra carries a lot of energy of past life karma, which the results of which you're going to reap in this life. Now friends, so you have to find out. Today we'll talk about ascendant lord or moon in different nakshatras. In which nakshatra your ascendant lord is placed or moon is placed. Alright, primarily it is about the Lagna Lord. Even if your moon is placed in that nakshatra, you can get similar results, which I'll be discussing today. This is part 3. I have already covered part 1 and part 2. Please go to them if you haven't watched them. This is part 3. The remaining nakshatras will be covered in today's video. The final 9 nakshatras. So friends, what is ascendant lord? We are talking about ascendant lord in a certain nakshatra. Ascendant is the first house of your horoscope. The lord of the first house is the ascendant lord or Lagna Lord. That planet is very significant. It is going to represent your entire life, your personality. Alright? Your mindset, your body, mind, soul. Alright? Even your appearance. So you should look at the nakshatra in which the ascendant lord is placed. Ascendant lord through all different nakshatras. Even you can look at moon through different nakshatras. So this is part 3. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. If you want personal consultation or if you want to learn astrology, details are there in the video description. Okay friends, so yeah, now let's quickly have a look at the sample chart. Welcome to this sample chart. In this chart you can see that this is the chart of a Leo ascendant. Alright, sun is in Leo. So first house, the sign of Leo, so Leo ascendant. So ascendant lord is sun. Ascendant lord is sun placed in the sign of Leo itself in the very first house. So you have to find out which planet is the ascendant lord in your horoscope. So in this horoscope we see that ascendant lord is planet sun. You also have to find out in which nakshatra planet sun is placed. If you don't know in which nakshatra your ascendant lord is placed, you can go to AstroSage app. You can download that app on your mobile phone. You can just feed in your birth details, date of birth, time of birth and place of birth. You'll have access to your horoscope or birth chart or Lagna chart. What you do is, just above your chart you have the planets tab. Go to the planets tab. You open the tab and you'll come to know in which nakshatra each and every planet is placed. So we want to know in which nakshatra sun is placed, because sun is the ascendant lord in this horoscope. So for this particular native, sun is in Leo, sun is in Purvabhadrapada nakshatra. So for this particular Leo ascendant native, sun is in Purvabhadrapada nakshatra, which falls in Leo. Alright, so similarly, please find out in which horoscope, in which nakshatra your ascendant lord is placed. Ascendant lord or Lagna Lord is in which nakshatra. That is very important. So, okay, so let's move ahead. Okay, so today we are going to begin with Mula nakshatra. If your ascendant lord or moon is in Mula nakshatra, then what results you can get? Mula nakshatra, it falls in the zodiac Sagittarius. So the sign lord is Jupiter. And Mula nakshatra is ruled by planet Ketu. It's also referred to as Mool nakshatra. Now Ketu and Jupiter, you have to combine the energies of these two planets. The symbol of this nakshatra is a bundle of roots. Roots, they signify your foundation. Alright? So that is Mula, the very root. Alright? It is a very foundational star. Another symbol is the elephant goad. The elephant goad is a sort of device which is used to, control the elephant. The rider or the mahot controls the elephant with the help of the elephant goad. So that is also the symbol. So you are somebody who can be rooted. Definitely. You're very rooted to your tradition, culture, values. Again, if Jupiter and Ketu are well placed, then you can follow the profession or line of work that was followed by your ancestors, because Ketu is connected to ancestors, and you can take it forward further. You can do even better. Suppose there is some ancestral business and you're following, you are into that business and you are now dealing with it in your own original way, and you're able to spread that business all over the world. So that is possible. So that's what Mula people can do. Yes, again, because after all the energy of Ketu is involved, so these people definitely they will encounter struggles, obstacles in life. These obstacles and challenges will transform them in the process. So a positive transformation will come about in their life eventually, again, if Jupiter is well placed. So eventually a positive transformation will come about in your life, and you will emerge stronger and more successful, from that transformation. So that's possible. Now, the animal symbol. The animal symbol of Mula Nakshatra is dog. Alright? Now, dog is an animal, a creature known for its loyalty. So these people are actually very loyal, and they believe in loyalty. They also will connect with people who are loyal and trustworthy. Loyalty is very important, but dog is also connected with ferocity and fierceness. So at times they may lose their temper also and become very even violent and fierce. So when they lose their temper, if they have anger issues, they may break down things, throw things away here and there, and they might cause a little bit of destruction also. But again, if Jupiter is well placed and Ketu is benefic, then after that chaos and after all those challenges and struggles, finally they will be able to become victorious, and they will be able to, set an example for others to follow also. So they need to focus on gaining knowledge throughout their lives. They should never compromise on moral principles. They should follow the path of dharma. Dharma is your duty, responsibility towards yourself, your society, your family. So follow the path of dharma towards your profession. So be accountable, be dutiful, and follow the path of duty and dharma. These people, they can have a religious bent of mind. They can get into religious practices, even spiritual practices, occult practices. They may lay the foundation of some business empire even. They have that capability to be the founder of some huge business or organization. Now, the deity of this nakshatra is Niriti. Niriti is the goddess of death and destruction. So these people, They will always believe in a sense of justice. These people, they will always fall back on their knowledge. If Jupiter, Ketu are well placed, they will follow the path of dharma and righteousness. So, and they will emerge successful finally after overcoming all challenges in life. But Niriti is the goddess of death and destruction. So they will have to undergo some transformation. Definitely. Transformation they will have to undergo. And as a result of that transformation, their life will also change for the better or for worse, depending on how Jupiter and Ketu are placed. Okay? So, yeah. And also, once you know that your Lagna Lord is in Mula Nakshatra, you should not have preconceived notions about this nakshatra. Oh my God, this is in this nakshatra, it has certain connotations which are problematic. Maybe if you have such prejudices, then you will never be able to move ahead in life, and you will keep blaming your ascendant lord which is placed in the nakshatra. Your planet is never going to cause, or planet is never there to actually harm you in your horoscope. You have to understand how that planet is placed. If it is placed in a certain nakshatra, what that nakshatra is trying to tell you, what story it is trying to tell you. It is trying to tell you that you have to follow the path of righteousness. You have to shoulder your duties, responsibilities. You have to follow the path of morality. You have to seek knowledge, higher knowledge. Okay? In any field of study. So, seeking knowledge is very important. Okay, whatever be your field of work, in-depth knowledge of things. Maybe undertaking foreign travel can benefit you. Moving away from your birthplace can benefit you also. But wherever you are placed, you need to focus on gaining knowledge. That is the most important thing. You need to focus on your duty, on your path of dharma. And then definitely, eventually, you will be able to lead a life of prosperity. In relationship, Mula Nakshatra people, they definitely expect loyalty and commitment from their partner, and they believe in a relationship which is serious and committed. A relationship is a bond which is very spiritual. For them, they may believe in marriage. Again, it will depend on other combinations in the horoscope, but they will believe in a committed relationship, and they will believe in loyalty, maintaining loyalty in the relationship. Career, they can do independent business. They may do some business that was done by their ancestors or somebody in the family. They may follow that family business. They may get into occult practices, psychology, counseling, independent counseling, teaching. So these are all promising fields for Mula Nakshatra people, even research, investigation and technology. Healing practices also. Now let's move on to the next nakshatra, which is Purvashadha Nakshatra. Purvashadha means former victory. So these people, from the very beginning only, they tend to, again, Purvashadha Nakshatra is ruled by that a certain planet, and that is, Purvashadha is ruled by planet Venus, and it falls in the zodiac Sagittarius. So sign lord is Jupiter. So you have to find out how Venus and Jupiter are placed in the horoscope. If they are more or less well placed, then definitely these people, they will be victorious in their endeavors, form a victory. They do not know how to lose, so they will come out successful always, generally, because they have a lot of knowledge and understanding of things. After all, this nakshatra is, under the influence of Venus and Jupiter. Both are gurus. Venus is the guru or teacher of the demons. Jupiter is the guru or teacher of the gods. So lot of knowledge, healing powers, healing abilities. Medical profession is very suitable for them. Any field of research, investigation is suitable. They can be detectives. They can work in any sort of investigation department or agency. Very great at solving mysteries and crimes. Purvashadha people, very intelligent. The animal symbol is the male monkey. Monkeys are known for being very curious, inquisitive, and intelligent. So these people are exceptionally intelligent. They have great intellectual capabilities. Purvashadha. They have great abilities of imitating others and learning from others. Okay, so they are highly adaptable also by nature. The deity of this nakshatra is Apas, the goddess of cosmic waters. So this deity is also very relevant. Goddess of waters. So these people are highly intuitive. They have a lot of intuition. And this nakshatra falls in Sagittarius. So definitely they will always want to gain knowledge. It's ruled by Venus. So these people, they will also definitely believe in, they will have a very balanced sense of judgment also. So they will never pass any judgment just by, their judgment will never be biased. They will listen to both the parties very well, and finally they will come up with their judgment. So these people, they can also do very well in the field of law. They're not biased against anybody. A very balanced sense of judgment they have. Purvashadha. Now, if Jupiter and Venus are well placed, generally they are people who are knowledge seekers. They are very eager to gain knowledge. They are very eager to travel the world. Very eager to travel the world. Also very eager to interact with people. They can be good at social interactions if Venus is well placed. So any field of work which involves social interactions or dealing with people, like counseling, the field of law, liaison, even in whichever field they need to deal with people, teaching. So these are all good fields of career for them. Apart from research investigation, that is also very good. Any sort of research investigation, they will really excel in that. Purvashadha people. They have exceptional intellectual capabilities. So they may also love to explore foreign cultures, foreign traditions. They may love even traveling to foreign lands. In relationship, definitely, they are seeking a relationship where there is love and also deep-rooted sensual connection. Both are important in a relationship. Okay, love and spiritual connection on the one hand and sensual compatibility on the other hand. So they are always balanced that way. So all these qualities of Purvashadha Nakshatra, if your ascendant Lord is in this Nakshatra. Now let's move on to the next Nakshatra, Uttarashadha. Uttarashadha Nakshatra is ruled by planet Sun in astrology. And it falls in the zodiac, Sagittarius and Capricorn. So both these two zodiac signs, Sagittarius and Capricorn. Uttarashadha people, because after all, this nakshatra is ruled by Sun. So these people, again, if Sun is well placed in the horoscope, they will always believe in following the path of dharma or duty. They generally do not deviate from their path of duty unless Sun gets afflicted badly. Even if it gets afflicted, do the remedies. Okay? Uttarashadha people, they also love to work in isolation. At times they like to remain in isolation. They have a high sense of self-dependence. They love their independence. That is why these people sometimes it's a little challenging for them to be in relationship, in successful relationship. Mostly their relationships don't work. That's what I have seen, Uttarashadha. And somehow, even if it's working, then it could be only on the surface level. Because these people, they love their independence so much that whenever realize that they will have to, attach themselves to someone else. So again, that is looked upon as a threat to their independence. They can never compromise on their independence, Uttarashadha people. So most Uttarashadha natives I have seen is people who have a strong Uttarashadha in their horoscope, like major planets in Uttarashadha. Either they live in isolation, and again if Sun is well placed, they will be happy with their life of solitude and solitariness. They are very happy. They are so creative, they are so knowledgeable and creative that they will always remain busy with their own endeavors and they want to establish their identity in this world. At times they may feel the absence of some partner. They might feel that, but they will be able to deal with it. That's what I've seen. And if they are in a relationship with somebody also, either they are suffocating in the relationship, they are not happy, or it's a relationship just for the namesake. They're actually alone, even in the relationship. They're not with their person in the real sense of the term. That's what I've seen in case of Uttarashadha people. But yes, there can be exceptions. So this is what I have generally observed, but there definitely can be exceptions because there are so many other things which we have to look at in a horoscope. How Venus is placed, how 7th Lord is placed, the Navamsha and so many other things. So yeah, but it cannot be a very, a parameter which can be applicable for everyone. But yes, generally I have seen that the theme of isolation is very much connected to the life of Uttarashadha natives. Now those natives who know how to be happy, even in isolation, and who know how to, kind of focus on their self, because sun is the self also. It is your natural Atma Karaka, the Karaka of your soul also sun is. So people who are focusing on their self, on their own health, on their own life endeavors, on their own life goals, then such natives, Uttarashadha natives, they will be happy. So sun has to be well placed. If sun is not well placed, then there will be some dissatisfaction in their life. Okay, even if in isolation also they won't be happy, and in relationship also they may suffocate. So this can happen. So it all depends on how the planet Lord Sun is placed. The symbol of this nakshatra is the stage or elephant tusk. Elephant tusk is the symbol of victory. So Uttarashadha means later victory. So these people, eventually they will become very successful and victorious in their endeavors. It may take some time, but they should go on seeking knowledge. They should go on chasing their goals. They will become successful. They are born to be successful in future, later on in life. So they must have patience. Now, so that as a symbol of Uttarashadha, the elephant tusk or the stage. So, and stage. Why the stage? So ultimately, their success is going to be celebrated. So just as you go up to a stage and people applaud you, so people are clapping for you, so they are applauding you and you're on a stage. So finally they also find themselves in such a position where people are applauding them, appreciating them for their work. Now, the animal symbol is the male mongoose. The male mongoose. This animal, this creature is also very relevant. So these people are very adaptable, very clever also. They are intelligent. Okay? Intelligent. They are, who are adaptable. Adaptability, survival. They believe in, that is why they survive. Ultimately they will outlive all their enemies and rivals. It's possible. And they will become the final victor someday. Initially, people may think that, they are a loser or what, they have not achieved anything much. People may look down upon them initially. But eventually, they will be able to establish themselves and their victory. So later victory. Uttarashadha. Alright, now this nakshatra falls in, as I told you, 2 zodiac signs. Sagittarius and Capricorn. If it falls in Sagittarius, you need to combine the energies of Sun and Jupiter. So, careers. Any sort of career connected to teaching, counseling, managerial jobs is very good. The field of law, even medical profession, any field wherein you need to gain knowledge, make use of your knowledge or share your knowledge is very good. If you have Sun, Jupiter, that is, if it falls in Sagittarius. Even if they're doing some job, they need to do it with dedication, discipline, structure, and they should think of some independent business also. That will give them a lot of joy. Alright? So making use of their knowledge, higher knowledge, is very important. If they travel to some foreign land, they may become fortunate. It's possible. So all these things about now in Sagittarius. Now, if Uttarashadha nakshatra falls in Sagittarius, in relationship, you want spiritual love. Just a moment. You want romantic connection in the relationship. Commitment is also important. Loyalty. And more than loyalty, what you give importance to is soul connection in the relationship. Alright, so yeah, you are people who give a lot of importance to your duty, your dharma, because the deity of Uttarashadha is the Vishwadevas, the universal gods of dharma. Okay, the 10 Ganadevas, they also fall within the Vishwadevas. They also come within the Vishwadevas. So, the universal gods of dharma. That is why they believe in their duty, responsibility. Religious practices also, spiritual or religious practices, they can also be involved in if it falls in Sagittarius. Now let's move on to Uttarashadha Nakshatra in Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Sun and Saturn. These people, they might get into conflict with people in authority, so you need to be careful. Again, if Sun is well placed, Saturn is also well placed in your horoscope, then definitely you will be somebody who won't be able to tolerate injustice around you. And so you will have this tendency to raise voice against injustice, and so you may get in trouble with people in power and authority. Be careful. Alright, especially if you're doing some job. It is not good to, get into conflict with people in authority. That's not good for your career if you're in job. Now, these people, they will definitely, Sun and Saturn, by the way, though they are inimical to each other, but both these planets, they stand for discipline and structure in their own respective ways. If Sun and Saturn are well placed in your horoscope, then you will be extremely disciplined, structured. You will not tolerate disorder, any sort of disorderliness. Okay? You will be very hardworking. You will have a high sense of self-esteem, self-respect. You will believe in your own hard work in order to establish your identity in this world. You know only one thing, that you will have to work hard. So a very practical approach to life. Very grounded, methodical, structured, goal-oriented. Also, you can be materialistic. You believe in amassing wealth and resources by dint of your own hard work. Now, always try to maintain good relationship with your father. That's important. Even if you disagree with your father, sometimes that is okay, but do not hurt your father's feelings. And also, as far as relationship is concerned, Sun, Uttarashadha in Capricorn, they want committed relationship, long-term, lifelong relationship. They only believe in serious relationship. They will not believe in casual or time pass sort of relationships. There are also people who themselves are hardworking, and they also definitely would connect with people who are practical. Yes. Now, also, I can say that Uttarashadha people, they have a very, especially if it's falling in Capricorn, they have a very practical approach to life. So they will have the same sort of approach even in relationship. Okay? They will always look at the bigger picture. They will look at their long-term goals in the relationship, because for them relationship is something which is for a lifetime. So that is why these people also know, if it falls in Saturn, I've seen they find it difficult to find a suitable life partner also, because Saturn is again the planet of isolation in some way. Sun also is a planet which stands for the self. Okay, so especially Uttarashadha Nakshatra, if it falls in Capricorn, it can be a little challenging for them to find a suitable life partner. That's what I've seen. The theme of isolation is more prominent in case of Uttarashadha in Capricorn. But if they remain hardworking, if they remain focused on their goals, and if they keep working diligently, then they will be able to become very successful in their career. Okay? In relationship, they will be able to somehow maintain their relationship if there is responsibility. There has to be mutual responsibility in the relationship. Only then the relationship will survive. So if they feel that their person is not that responsible towards them, then also they may isolate themselves from their person. And they may live in solitude unless they find somebody who is really responsible. So duty and responsibility is everything for Uttarashadha people. Uttarashadha people, Nakshatra in Capricorn, for you any sort of job is good. You need to be disciplined, structured, you can work in big organizations. The field of technology is also very good. Even occult is good for you. Because Capricorn is also a sign which is connected to intuition. So, and working in big organizations, even you could work in the government sector. Yes, working in the government sector. So these are all suitable professions for Uttarashadha in Capricorn. Now, Uttarashadha in Capricorn, these people, they can definitely be intuitive. Besides being people who have great analytical skills, they believe in practical knowledge, the knowledge that they gain from practical experience. They believe in that. So, they will do well in their career if they remain goal-oriented, hard-working, whatever be their field of work. And they always should make use of their sense of intuition. So, all these things about Uttarashadha. Now let's move on to the next nakshatra, which is Dhanishta, Shravana. Shravana nakshatra, it's ruled by planet Moon. And Shravana nakshatra falls in Capricorn. Sign lord is Saturn. So you have to combine the energies of Moon and Saturn. The symbol is the ear. That is the symbol of the Shravana. Shravan means, to listen also. So the ear is the symbol. The deity of this nakshatra is Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu, who is the preserver of this universe or multiverse. So Vishnu is the ultimate preserver. So Shravana nakshatra people, they will do well if they listen to those people who have knowledge, their teachers, their even they should listen to their parents, provided parents are knowledgeable, they have knowledge, whether academic or practical knowledge. So listening to those people who can guide them in a suitable way, so they should listen to them. Shravana Nakshatra. Shravana Nakshatra, the animal is monkey again. Alright? So, and here it is female monkey. Female monkey. Monkeys are intelligent, very curious about things. They have great desire to explore different things. So all these qualities you'll find in Shravana people. If your ascendant lord or moon is in Shravana, you can also be very much interested in music, in dancing, singing, painting, and the fine arts, in poetry. You can have creative or artistic abilities or inclination towards art and music. So, because the symbol is the ear, so listening to others, so your profession could be like you could be a reporter, because you have to go there and first gather information, listen to what happened and gather, and then you will report. Because again, these people can be very good at communication also. After all, the female monkey is the symbol, so they are good at communication. So reporters, you can also be somebody who interviews others. So you can be an interviewer, you can have your own podcast where you invite guests and interview them. Okay? So Saturn Moon combination, you could go into any field of creativity. Any artistic or creative field is also suitable for you. Healing and occult practices is also suitable for you. Meditation, yoga, that is also suitable. Saturn Moon combination. So it falls in Capricorn. Now, whatever be your field of work, even if you're doing any job, you need to be, these people again, if Saturn and Moon are more or less well placed, they will be very disciplined, structured, because after all it's falling in Capricorn. If Moon is well placed, they will also be very much attached to their family. They'll be dutiful towards their family. Okay? So they will be emotionally connected to their work. They will always want to do something, any sort of work to which they are emotionally attached. So now they can work in big organizations. Shravana people, they could be in any creative artistic field, even in the field of technology they can be, because after all it falls in Capricorn. Now as far as relationship is concerned, they are looking only for serious relationship, but definitely they want emotional connection with their partner. Emotional connection is again very important for them, besides mutual responsibility. Now careers I have already mentioned. So they can be very good at teaching also, because communication, they can have good communicative abilities. So the profession of teaching is also teaching and counseling. They can be very good advisors, counselors also. Yes. Now these people, at times they may be, again depends on how Moon is placed. At times they may tend to be a little talkative. Yes, but these people know they will rise in life if they listen to others, if they lend an ear to those who are there to impart knowledge. So listening to maybe teachers, listening to podcasts which convey a lot of information and which enable you to gain knowledge, listening to audiobooks, interviewing people and listening to them. So they need to listen, they need to gain knowledge. That is very important for them. Yes, then they will be really successful in life. So, and the deity is Lord Vishnu. So they always should maintain that balance. They should know how to balance everything in life. Their personal life and professional life, their desire to do some work, their dream work, dream job, and their actual job. So, how to strike a balance. You may have a passion for something, but you are placed somewhere else, you're doing some other job. But what to do? You have to be practical also. So that's what they have to understand, that it's very important always to strike a balance between their passion to do something and their need to do their job. So that balance. So along with their profession, whatever be their profession, they should follow or they should somehow pursue their passion, whatever be their passion, whether it's a passion for music or any other fine arts, right? So all these things. Now let's move on to the next nakshatra, which is Dhanishta nakshatra. Dhanishta nakshatra is ruled by planet Mars. It falls in the zodiac Capricorn and Aquarius. Dhanishta nakshatra, the deity of this nakshatra is the Ashtavasus, the 8 Vedic gods of elemental nature. The 8 Vedic gods of elemental nature, the Ashtavasus. They are also referred to as the 8 Ganadevas. The symbol of this nakshatra Dhanishta is the drum, that musical instrument. So these people also can have an ear for music. They can also be interested in music and the fine arts. They themselves can have creative and artistic abilities. It's possible. Now, Dhanishta nakshatra, these people, if you go by the story of the Ashtavasus in Vedic tradition or mythology, sometimes I get some comments that why are you referring to the term as mythology? It is true. Then who told you that mythology is not true? First of all, mythology, because the word begins with myth, you think it is not true? Mythology is the only thing which is actually very true. Whatever is happening in our life, so whatever is happening is also, you will see whatever you have heard from various mythological stories, and if that particular character in that mythological story, if that character is somehow connected to any of your nakshatra or nakshatra lord, okay, so that particular character, whatever they have gone through in their life in that mythological story, that you will also have to face in your life. So who said mythology is not true? So our life, the life that we are leading is also in some ways, it is a reflection of that mythology only. So we are playing those parts. Now who is playing which part, that we have to decode from their horoscope. So I get such comments that Don't say Vedic mythology. Mythology is not true. Mythology is so true. It is the only thing which is true actually. Because those characters that we hear or that we read of, those characters that we come across in mythology, different characters are playing out in your own life. You and the people around you. It is so, our life has such striking resemblance to mythology. So do not think that mythology is untrue. So Vedic mythology, as far as that story of the Ashtavasus, so there you see that there is a theme of promise, maintenance of your promise, keeping promise. That theme is there in that story. So there is also one theme of deception and stealing, cheating in that story of the Ashtavasus. So Dhanishta Nakshatra people, if your ascendant lord or moon is in Dhanishta, you need to be very careful. Stay away from deception and cheating. So do not ever indulge in cheating on others or on someone. Do not cheat on anybody. Do not indulge in deception or deceiving anyone. Otherwise, you will have to definitely bear the consequences very soon in this life itself. Why? Because your nakshatra is Dhanishta. Now, if somebody is involved in cheating or stealing, they will also have to face the consequences. So what is the difference, you might wonder? The difference is that the karma that we indulge in this particular life, sometimes we have to pay in this life, sometimes in the next life, or in some other life, but someday or the other we have to pay for the karma. Now, in case of Dhanishta people, they need to be extra careful, because that whole deity, the deity of the Dhanishta Nakshatra, the Ashtavasus, so they are only telling you that do not indulge in deception. If you have made a promise to someone, then you need to keep your promise. Do not break your promise. Don't ever break your promise. Don't ever deceive anyone. Otherwise, you will have to face the consequences. And in this life itself. Because this nakshatra is all about keeping your promise also. So you have to be extra careful, Dhanishta people. Now, Dhanishta nakshatra, it falls in, I told you, Capricorn and Aquarius. So if it is in Capricorn, Mars and Saturn energies you have to combine. So these people, they have to be very strategic, hardworking, diligent, goal-oriented, committed to their work, committed to relationship. They always think about long-term benefits, long-term goals. Okay, they are very practical, grounded. They can excel in defense services. They can work in big organizations. Okay, they can be in the field of technology. They can also be into counseling. So these are all suitable fields for them. In relationship, they want serious commitment. Okay, and mutual responsibility. If Dhanishta Nakshatra falls in Aquarius, then you have to combine the energies of Mars. Dhanishta is ruled by Mars. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Rahu both. Even Rahu is believed to co-rule Aquarius. So then, these people, they will be very good at research, investigation. They will have high intellectual capabilities. A lot of great intellectual prowess they have. So investigation, research in any field, they will benefit from that. They will benefit from occult practices also, maybe healing practices, the field of psychology, technology, scientific research, innovation. So these are all promising fields. They should come up with their original thoughts, ideas, creativity. They should do research, investigation, and try to, investigate the truth, get to the bottom of reality of things, and they should do research. So any sort of field which involves the use of intellectual capabilities and your knowledge and research, that's very good for Dhanishta Nakshatra in Aquarius. In relationship, they are looking for a playful relationship also with their partner, which involves friendship. So they want their partner to have a good sense of humor, to be friendly, playful. They also want their partner to be very cooperative. They're looking for healthy cooperation. They're looking for healthy give and take. Dhanishta Nakshatra, if it falls in Aquarius, these people will have a cerebral, intellectual approach to everything, to life, to their career, and even to relationship. So they want healthy give and take in the relationship. Now let's move on to the next nakshatra. After Dhanishta, Shatabhisha Nakshatra. I forgot to mention the animal. The animal of Dhanishta Nakshatra is, the animal associated with Dhanishta Nakshatra is the lioness, I think. Just a moment. Yeah, the female lion. So these people are known for their courage, strength of mind, their power. Okay? They have courage, they have willpower. Okay? They believe in their sense of self-dependence also. Alright? So, yeah. So, they believe in strength of mind, in courage, and finally they believe in, gaining success, power, prosperity in life, even wealth. These people, definitely if it falls in Capricorn, they are very materialistic. They want to amass resources. Even in Aquarius, they are very ambitious. So they can be very materialistic also. And they want to amass wealth and resources in life. Yes. So all these things about Dhanishta, by dint of their own endeavors, efforts, by dint of their courage, initiative, also they want to amass resources and wealth. Now let's move on to the next nakshatra, which is Shatabhisha Nakshatra. Shatabhisha Nakshatra is ruled by planet Rahu. It falls in Aquarius, so sign lord is Saturn and Rahu both, because Rahu co-rules Aquarius. So Shatabhisha Nakshatra, lot of Rahu energy. The symbol of this nakshatra is Shatabhisha, empty circle, I think, an empty circle. So these people, they will not let anyone and everyone enter into their circle. They somehow protect themselves. They remain within that circle, and there is a boundary around them, and they don't let anyone easily enter into their circle. So that circle is a closed circle, but empty circle also. So again, these people at times they may remain in isolation. If Saturn is well placed, Rahu is also strongly placed, then these people will enjoy their isolation and solitude also. They can be great healers also. They can have healing abilities. Shatabhisha, the term only refers to 100 physicians or 100 healers. So they have healing powers. So if they remain busy with their healing work, whether occult practices, healing practices, if they remain busy, or if they remain busy with their research investigation, then even if they remain in isolation, they will be happy. Okay? So it depends on how Rahu is placed, how Saturn is placed. Depends on that in the horoscope. So if Rahu and Saturn Saturn is well placed and Rahu is powerful, then they can excel in the field of healing, even in medical profession. They can heal others through their medicine or through counseling, so they can be great counselors, independent counselors, occultists, great psychologists, and great researchers and investigators. Field of law is also very suitable for them. Field of technology, again, very suitable for Shatabhisha people. Any field of work which involves research investigation, maybe even chartered accountancy. So these are all suitable fields of work for them. They can have entrepreneurial skills. So if they work independently also, they can succeed a lot, because Rahu, after all, no? So they are people who are unconventional. Their way of looking at things, at reality, their way of dealing with things and people is very unconventional. So they don't believe in blindly following what is the so-called norm. They will always question everything. The norm, tradition, culture, they question, and they have a very unconventional perspective about things. Shatabhisha people. Very knowledgeable. They can be highly knowledgeable and they can have exceptional intellectual capabilities. The animal symbol is the female horse. So they are very adventurous also. Very explorative by nature. They want to explore various fields of knowledge, or they want to explore different lands, foreign lands. They want to know so much about life, about things. Very inquisitive. They want to learn things also. Explorative by nature. They are very goal-oriented also. Very ambitious also by nature. Very goal-oriented, ambitious. They believe in movement also, actually. And here, this movement is actually the movement of thought, intellectual growth. They want to share their ideas, thoughts. Okay? They believe that their thoughts, their ideas, their research abilities, their innovative thinking, their knowledge can enable them to conquer the world. That's what they think. And they can actually do so if Rahu and Saturn are more or less well placed in the horoscope. Now, if Shatabhisha Nakshatra falls in the deity of this nakshatra is Varuna, Lord Varuna. Lord Varuna is the god of rains, the god of cosmic waters and rains. Lord Varuna. That is why these people are very intuitive. That's why I said no. They can make the impossible happen. Okay? So what they can achieve is beyond the imagination of others around them also. So they know what is their target and they have to achieve that. So, and they will finally end up achieving that goal or target. They will adopt strange ways, unusual ways to reach their target, and then everyone will be shocked by their achievement. But if Saturn, Rahu are not well placed, they can be very deceptive. They may deceive others. They may manipulate others. That also may happen. They can also excel in the field of politics, administration. They can do well in these fields also. Yeah. If Shatabhisha Nakshatra falls in, Capricorn. Shatabhisha falls in Aquarius only. Yeah, only in Aquarius. So, yeah, they can do very well as far as career is concerned. I mentioned independent counseling, occult, healing, psychology. These are all suitable fields for them. Any field of work wherein they need to use their intellectual capabilities, okay, their observation abilities, their research abilities. So they will excel in such fields of work. They may want to bring about a social reform, revolutionary change in society. They may be social activists. They may work for social welfare organizations. They may fight against injustice done to the weak in society. It's possible. Now, relationship. Relationship, they want a friendly relationship with their partner. Friendly. Relationship which is based on healthy give and take. They have an intellectual or cerebral approach to life, to career, and even to relationship. So they want healthy collaboration, and they want their partner to be their friends. And they want a like-minded person. They will suffocate in the company of people who are boring. So because they are exceptionally intelligent, so they also want their partner to, share their ideas and thoughts with them. So they want somebody with whom they can have intellectual discussions also. So yeah, that is why they're looking for somebody who is a little like-minded, and who is somebody who will give them their space. For them, their space is very important, individual space. But they also want to have a deep-rooted connection with their partner, intimate connection also, friendly connection also. But they're looking for such a partner. Alright? Whether they will find or not, that will depend on so many other factors. Okay? So yes, depend on their Venus, on 7th Lord, on Navamsha, on the Dasha they are running. But yes, they are people who don't easily get along well. They don't easily. Even if they mingle with people, it's on the surface. It's just on the surface. They will actually never let anybody into their circle. The symbol is that circle. The circle which is empty. So that means it's an empty circle. So it's a closed circle. So it's very difficult to get into their private space also. They will not trust others easily. They may be secretive also in some way. Mysterious and secretive by nature. So hence the field of occult and healing, very suitable for them. Now let's move on to the next nakshatra, Purvabhadrapada nakshatra. Now, Purvabhadrapada is ruled by planet Jupiter. It falls in the zodiac Aquarius and Pisces. Alright? The deity of this nakshatra is Aja Ekapada, who is the one-footed aspect of Lord Shiva. Aja Ekapada, one-footed aspect of Lord Shiva. Now, this nakshatra, Purvabhadrapada nakshatra, the symbol is a two-headed man, a man with two heads, crossed swords. Okay, the two legs of a bed or cot. So there is a duality in this nakshatra. So Purvabhadrapada people, they can be dual by nature, generally dual, whether it falls in Aquarius, whether it falls in Pisces. There is a certain duality in them. If it's in Aquarius, they can be very clever, very manipulative, very difficult for you to know what's going on in their mind. If it's in Pisces, again they may be a little confused. They'll always find themselves at a crossroads in life, which way to go, this way or that way. But duality will always be there in Purvabhadrapada. Purvabhadrapada nakshatra, the symbol I mentioned, I think. Okay, the symbol is a serpent actually. It's a fire serpent also. The symbol, and that is also one of the symbols, fire serpent. So that is why so mysterious by nature, even secretive by nature they can be. Okay? So, yeah. But look at the deity, one-footed aspect of Lord Shiva. That means they need to follow a single path. A single path. One of the symbols is also a one-footed goat. A goat with one foot. So ultimately they need to stick to one single path. Initially in life they may be confused, they may be at a crossroads, they may not know which way to go, what to follow, this or that, whether they should go, they should be materialistic, whether they should be spiritual, whether they should give importance to personal life or profession. So whether they should listen to family or friends, always stuck in duality. But eventually they will have to figure out what they really need to do, especially in career. They will have to choose their path of career. They may have a lot of confusion regarding career. They can have, I'm not saying always they will have, but they can have. Now if Purvabhadrapada Nakshatra, if it is in whether Aquarius or Pisces, they may have two different careers also. Or they may have more than one career. Or one could be their main career and they could have some other way of income also. It's possible. Because these people know they are very intelligent and very knowledgeable. Because it's ruled by Jupiter. Okay? And yeah. And initially confused and they are looking for answers. So they end up learning various things also in life. So then there is a possibility that eventually they can have more than one source of income. It's possible. Now Purvabhadrapada people, some transformation will definitely come about in their life. So something will happen, some obstacles they might face and they will have to undergo certain challenges. And as a result of that, there'll be a transformation. So they need to face those challenges, okay, bravely. They need to fall back on their knowledge, on their intellectual capabilities. They need to fall back on their knowledge and intellect. Then they will come out of those problems and struggles. They need to trust the divine also. And they will finally overcome those challenges and they will emerge victorious and there will be a positive transformation in their life. Now, Purvabhadrapada people, they are very much interested in black magic sometimes, I've seen. They're interested in secret societies, dark realities of things. They're interested in black magic. They're interested in spell casting. They're interested in wearing all kinds of amulets and all kinds of things to protect themselves against the evil eye. They have special interest in doing such things also. Now Purvabhadrapada Nakshatra, if it falls in Aquarius, then as far as career is concerned, research, investigation, technology, healing and occult practices, psychology, these are all suitable for them. Alright. If it's an Aquarius, they can also get into administration because they have great intellectual capabilities. They can be very manipulative in certain ways and very intelligently manipulative. So administration, government sector, that these fields also can be good for them. Any field of work wherein they need to make use of their knowledge is good for them if it's an Aquarius. They may be very much attracted to foreign culture, foreign people also. Whether in Aquarius or Pisces, in both the zodiac signs, Purvabhadrapada people, they are very much attracted to foreign lands, foreign culture. In relationship, Purvabhadrapada in Aquarius, they are looking for healthy give and take, friendship, sensual connection, but they also want their individual space. They can have a cerebral approach to relationship as well. They want their partner to be understanding and friendly. If Purvabhadrapada falls in Pisces, Then in career, definitely they can go into spiritual practices, occult practices, healing, counseling, into any sort of technology, coding also, language, it's possible. If Purvabhadrapada falls in Pisces, they may be some language expert, coding expert, they may be into technology also. They may believe a lot in charity, they may be forgiving, kind-hearted, merciful, compassionate to others. Initially they may be confused in life, there may be a certain duality in life, but they will overcome that as they move ahead and keep gaining knowledge. Field of teaching is very good for them, counseling is good for them. Occult fields, they can do very well in any field of occult knowledge. Purvabhadrapada in Pisces. They can be connected to hospitals, healthcare industry also, where they need to take care of others. They may be connected with charitable organizations. Purvabhadrapada in Pisces. So all these professions are suitable for them. They could have artistic and creative abilities also. And their career may be connected to some artistic or creative field. Or they need to make use of their intuition in their field of work. So they could be into investments, trading also. They could be into occult, I mentioned, psychology also. Now Purvabhadrapada in Pisces, as far as relationship is concerned, they will want total commitment, transparency in the relationship. They want sensual connection, at the same time they want deep, intense emotional connection and spiritual bond also. They want spiritual connection also with their partner. They can be merciful, compassionate also to their partner. Again, depends on how Jupiter is placed in the horoscope. So all these things about Purvabhadrapada Nakshatra. Now let's move on to the next Nakshatra, Uttarabhadrapada Nakshatra, that is ruled by planet Saturn. And it falls in Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. So you have to combine the energies of Saturn and Jupiter. Saturn and Jupiter, they can be excellent counselors, teachers, even occultists, because it falls in Pisces. Occultists, healers, healing practices, spiritual practices. They can be great knowledge seekers and they can be great teachers. They can be great counselors. Uttarabhadrapada people. Uttarabhadrapada people, at times they may be they may have a laid back attitude to things. They will work only if it is really necessary for them to work. It's possible. They will always love to make long-term goals and long-term plans in life. Sometimes they may lose sight of what is happening in the present. So they need to be careful. It is not just enough to live in your dream world. We all have dreams, we all have goals. But totally living in your dream world and totally living, in that dream world and thinking that I will execute my plans. So this problem they may face, Uttarabhadrapada people, especially if Saturn is not so well placed. They will have great ambition, great, very optimistic about their goals. But since Saturn is not so well placed, so they don't know how to act when it is necessary for them to act. But if Saturn is well placed, then such people, they will be very successful. They will have goals, they will have dreams, ambition, and they will implement those goals. Because Saturn is well placed, they will know how to act also accordingly. So it's very important that Saturn is also well placed. Then only they will be able to implement their plans and goals. If Saturn is weak, then they will live in their dream world. That's also I have seen in case of Uttarabhadrapada people. There is a duality in these people. Duality, because after all it falls in Pisces. Okay? What they are thinking and what they are actually doing, there may be a difference, there may be a gap between. Always a duality may be there. Because again, Uttarabhadrapada people, they may be secretive also by nature, because their words and actions, they may not always go together. Why? Again, if Saturn and Jupiter is well placed, they have done it intentionally only. They have some agenda. So they will not reveal their plans to others. Why should they reveal? Okay? So they will not reveal their agenda and plans to others. They have some long-term goals which they will keep to themselves, because they know that ultimately they only will have to make efforts to achieve their goals and targets and to fulfill their dreams. So why share it with others? So they may be secretive. It's possible. But if Saturn and Jupiter both are well placed, then they will be somebody who will have a very balanced sense of judgment. They can do very well in the field of law, in managerial positions. They can do very well as an occultist, healer, psychologist. Also, they can do well in technology. They can be associated with hospitals, with charitable organizations, with NGOs. Uttarabhadrapada people. The animal symbol is the female cow. The cow is a symbol of benevolence, a symbol of magnanimity, generosity. So these people are very generous. They will go out of their way to help others also. Okay, they will go out of their way to, see to it that they can provide help to others. They'll be very generous by nature. That is also possible. Now, and they will always want to help others also. They will not think much about themselves at times. They will forget about themselves. And they will get lost in thinking of others, how to help others. Always thinking about how to fulfill others' expectations. This can happen. So be careful. It is good to fulfill others' expectations, but never lose sight of your own, what is actually your, how are you going to fulfill your purpose in life? That is also important. We should never be weighed down by the expectations of others. Then we are living for others, we are not living for ourselves. So Uttarabhadrapada people, they are so benevolent that they are so much obsessed with what others are thinking and expecting from them. Most of the times they forget to think about themselves. And by the time they focus on themselves, they may realize that it's a little late by then, or maybe it is too late by then. So it is good to help others, it is good to think of others, but do not lose sight of your own purpose, of how you are going to establish your identity. First, you need to establish your identity, and then you can think of helping others. So that is just one thing which Uttarabhadrapada people need to remember. But if you are moving towards a monastic life, if you are moving towards spirituality, spiritual practices, then it is okay. Then no need to think of yourself. Then the idea of self has to go, and you have to give priority to others. If you're following a spiritual path, then fine. If you want to dedicate your life in the service of humanity, for humanitarian causes, then it is fine. Now, Uttarabhadrapada people, so all these things, they can do very well in the field of law. They can do very well as I mentioned, in the field of occult. They may be interested in the field of occult also. They can be very good psychologists for that matter, even technology. They have great intuitive powers. They are intuitive by nature. Uttarabhadrapada people, powers of intuition. They need to make use of their intuition also for their own growth, for their individual growth. Because once they establish themselves, they'll be able to help others anyway. So that is what they need to keep in mind. And yeah, so the symbol, let's go to the symbol of the nakshatra. The symbol of Uttarabhadrapada nakshatra is the serpent, the back legs of a funeral cot. Serpent, that is why so secretive by nature. You will not be able to find out their intentions very easily also. Means there is some secrecy, definitely. And also it is like the back legs of the funeral cot. The back legs. So they definitely may have an inclination towards spirituality. They may want to explore what happens after death, life after death. They may be interested in exploring all of that. They may be interested in healing, Reiki healing, for example. They may be interested in exploring, a past life, their own past life. So they may be interested in the occult and in whatever is, outside of this three-dimensional reality. So they may be interested in exploring all of that. So psychology, occult, these are also good fields for them. The deity is Ahir Budhanya. Ahir Budhanya is the deity. So this deity is actually the celestial serpent of the bottom. Again, the deity is also the serpent, the divine serpent of the bottom, of the underworld. That is why Uttarabhadrapada people, they want to help others, very generous, very kind-hearted, but again, they can be very secretive also. Very secretive. They can have hidden motives, agendas, and those hidden motives and agendas may not be just for their own selfish purpose. Not for that. It may be for the good of others only. But nevertheless, they will have they can have hidden agendas. Because you see, symbol is also the serpent. The deity is also the celestial serpent. And serpent is associated with secrecy. Also sensuality. So they are also, in relationship, they will want a deep-rooted sensual connection. True commitment in the relationship is very important for them. Okay? Transparency is important for them in the relationship. It has to be based on mutual trust. Yeah, they will be committed to their partner, yes, and they expect the same. So all these things, and they can be forgiving also towards their partner, towards others. So all these things about Uttarabhadrapada. Now let's move on to the final nakshatra, Revati nakshatra. Revati nakshatra is ruled by planet Mercury. It falls in Pisces, so sign Lord Jupiter combine the energies of Mercury and Jupiter. Knowledge, and only knowledge is the key word of Revati nakshatra. Great observation skills, again intellectual capabilities, great knowledge. Okay, so definitely Revati nakshatra people, they just need to keep gaining knowledge in life. They need to remain knowledge seekers throughout their life, and they will keep moving ahead towards prosperity. The deity is Pushan. Pushan is the god of, this is also a solar deity. So Pushan is the god of nourishment and safe travel. So that god Pushan enables people to travel from one world to the other. So travel guides, they could be travel guides, all right. A travel and tourism industry, they may be connected to that. They may move to a foreign land, settle down there. Moving to a foreign land, if they move to a foreign land, they can get fortunate, all right. So all these things. And the symbol of Revati nakshatra is a pair of fish. So duality, also because it falls in Pisces. So these people also, they can have some duality of character. Initially in life, they may be confused about career or relationship. But if they have a strong Jupiter and Mercury, Eventually they will figure out what career path they need to choose, and with whom they should settle down in their career, in their relationship. So eventually that they will come out of that confusion and dilemma. Revati Nakshatra people, generally very kind-hearted, merciful, because Pushan is the god of nourishment. They want to provide care and nourishment to others. So they could be into the nursing profession, they could be in the healing profession, they could be associated with hospitals, health care. Alright, they could be, for that matter, in the medical profession, they could be even in occult practices, spiritual practices, yoga, meditation. They could also be connected to technology, they could be connected to any sort of creative or artistic fields. Any sort of creative or artistic fields also. Revati Nakshatra people. So yeah, and Revati Nakshatra people, they can be people who are very social, very helpful towards others if Jupiter and Mercury are well placed. They may have friends, but at times they may want to live or stay in isolation and gain knowledge. Alright, or do some research, investigation, any field of research, investigation, exploring the truth, the hidden truth, the occult, psychology. These are all promising fields for Revati Nakshatra people. Okay, they can be very spiritual by nature. They believe in charity also. So they may reach out to the unprivileged and help them. So they may be into counseling also. Alright, independent counseling. That is also a very suitable field for Revati Nakshatra. So yeah, Mercury and Jupiter, if they are more or less well placed, they'll be very fortunate in life, and they'll attract a lot of wealth in life also. They'll be very prosperous also in life if they have a benefic Mercury and Jupiter in the horoscope. If your ascendant lord or moon is in Revati, you will have all these qualities. On the one hand, you will be intelligent, alright. On the other hand, you'll also have the ability to gain knowledge, higher knowledge. So no one can defeat you, actually. You have the power of both Mercury and Jupiter. So they can be, if Mercury and Jupiter are well placed, they will, because of their education and higher education also, they will excel in their career. They will be able to gain a lot of education, and then they will be able to do well in their career, and they will amass wealth, resources, and become prosperous in life. They can be very prosperous if they move to a foreign land. Alright, they may be very much interested in traveling also to different places, and they will love to interact with people who belong to foreign cultures and foreign lands. They can be very good teachers, very good at teaching, counseling, very good professors, and all other professions which I mentioned just now, creative, artistic fields, healing, occult, psychology, technology, all that. So yeah, all these professions are good. In relationship, they want total commitment. Sensual connection is important. At the same time, they also want a bond which is based on selfless love. So relationship should be based on selfless love, and at the same time there should be intimate connection. That's what they want in relationship as well. There shouldn't be trust issues. There has to be total transparency and mutual trust. Then only they will be able to get along well with their partner. Otherwise, these people, they may suffocate in the relationship. Even if they are in the relationship, they may remain isolated. Alright? So, but nevertheless, there will be a certain duality in these people, in Revati people. Okay, initially in life, they may be in a dilemma as to which path, career path they should follow, whether they should be spiritual, materialistic, all sorts of dilemma they may suffer from initially. And eventually, these people, they should listen to their inner voice. They should do some meditation and figure out what should be their career path or life purpose. And then they should move ahead with conviction. and then they will really do well. But nevertheless, there will be a certain duality always in them. They may be a little secretive by nature. They may not reveal everything to others. What are their actual motives, intentions, plans, dreams, those things they will be very private. They will not share those things with others. Alright? So yes, so they may come across as people who are to some extent secretive also and mysterious by nature. But beauty can also lie in mystery and secrecy. Alright, so all that about Revati Nakshatra people. Okay, so they can also be good looking if Mercury and Jupiter are well placed. It depends on how the ascendant lord is placed in the horoscope. They can be good looking. So definitely, and there are also people who can be, who will believe in the path of dharma, who will believe in their duty, who will believe in the path of righteousness. And again, people who know how to, deal with the current situations, because they have the ability to think quickly also, because after all, ruled by Mercury, so planet ruler is Mercury, so they have the ability to think quickly on the basis of their principles and judgment. So they can also do very well in the field of law. They can be great advisors also. So all these things about Revati Nakshatra people. So that was my take on different nakshatras. What will happen if your ascendant lord or moon is placed in different nakshatras. If you want personal consultation, you can get in touch with me. Details are there in the video description. If you want to learn astrology too, you can get in touch. Do subscribe, and friends, before I wind up, a gentle reminder: be kind to all animals, birds and creatures. Try to be a vegetarian. Alright? Try to be a vegetarian. Donate vegetarian food to orphanages, old age homes. Be merciful and kind-hearted to people who are physically and mentally challenged. See you next time. Thank you.